Black Forum South Africa is a non-partisan organisation that organises and unites black people and black institutions in South Africa to address common challenges and achieve common interests in South Africa. The organisation strives for unity and solidarity. For more information on the strides made by Black Forum SA, I have the CEO, Advocate Kgagudi Morota, who is here to take this conversation further. Advocate, appreciate your time. Talk to us about the dinner, which I believe was the launch dinner only a couple of nights ago. What was the reaction from those that were in attendance?
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me in your studio. Yes, on the 30th of March 2023, on Thursday, we had a gala dinner in Bloemfontein with black professionals in Bloemfontein, Free State Province. The main purpose of that gala dinner is to unite black professionals in this country. Because we remember that since 1994, black people relied mainly on political parties and they neglected a black agenda. That is why you see 30 years down the line, we're still having black people in their majority, still being at the receiving end, still suffering because we are divided amongst ourselves by these many political parties. When an influential person in a society establishes a new political party, is a further division on black solidarity in this country. Hence, black people, they are suffering in their majority, and we are penetrated by one and the same method. White supremacy uses one and the same method, which is divide and rule.
Well, you've talked about the formation of various political parties in many ways disintegrating the support that you get, or the unity of black people. Now, how do you intend to reverse those issues? How will you bring all those, because there are a number of other black organisations that would deem to do what you seek to do?
Yeah, we are trying to conscientize black people to say our problems are common, regardless of the colour of the T-shirt of a political party you are wearing. We can differ on appropriate black issues based on the different political parties we belong to. But at the end of that discussion or differences, we'll go back into the same black problems, in the same squalor, so forth and so on. So we are saying, let's stop being confused as black people by these many political parties. Our problems are similar. Whether you're wearing a brown T-shirt or a yellow T-shirt, the problems are similar. So Black Forum advocates for black solidarity and prosperity beyond political party lines. The day our people could listen to us and get our conscientization very well, it is the day we'll see black people starting to develop their own black institutions and systems of value, starting to emancipate themselves without relying on these many political parties we have in the country.
But you cannot almost forego the political party conversation because the political parties are running the country. In fact, the ANC is running many municipalities where issues of corruption are extremely high on the agenda. There is relatively little to no service delivery. What is the conversation that you will have with those that are in power at the moment? Because you will agree that to an extent they seem to ostracize themselves or create a divide between what black people aspire to and what black people are actually getting when they are running municipalities down.
Yeah, in our conscientization project, we are saying to our black people that we still believe as an organization that this country must be, organized and politically, but we don't have to have more than 2 political parties. Choose amongst the best 2 pro-black political parties, and then and because we have a black solidarity organization like Black Forum, when they are part of it, will be able to even hold accountable those political parties which are in power. We are even saying to the councillors, we are even saying to these political parties which are pro-black that if indeed they are pro-black, they must as well join Black Forum.
Well, let's talk about black professionals in the country,
Yeah.
because one of your agendas
Yeah.
is to support black individuals or black professionals.
Yeah.
How do you intend to do that?
We have realized that black professionals, your journalists, your chartered accountants, your auditors, they are hardly represented by trade unions at the workplace. And when they are, facing challenges at the workplace, unfair labor practices, harassment, victimization, they go deep into their little pocket to go and insource services of legal practitioners, which do not come cheap. We are saying when you are members of Black Forum, you are no longer going to go into a limited pocket. You will come and register your concern with Black Forum, and then Black Forum will intervene on your behalf. So that's how we are mobilizing them, because clearly trade unions are focusing on the workers on the ground, but not black professionals. Black professionals are admitted at every tick of a second in mental institutions. I can tell you, when you are litigating against a big company like big companies in the private sector, you don't intimidate them because you don't have a financial muscle to run a litigation, a case for over 10 years. They'll stretch you. They'll dry you up. But we are saying, black professionals, we have created Black Forum for you to intervene on your behalf. When you are a member, you are guaranteed that your problems at the workplace and in other walks of life will try to intervene on your behalf.
So I'd imagine that there must be a membership fee of sorts that is
paid definitely
to the forum. What are these fees? What are these fees? And what's in it for the black professional that joins the organization?
What we are doing, because we are not only protecting them, we are not only contesting white privilege and black-on-black victimization, we are also establishing black institutions and systems. We have appointed consultants at this point in time. They are accrediting a Black Forum basic education schools, primary schools. So we'll be launching primary schools across the country. We don't like this thing of black professionals in every January of the new year running around holding their keys with their hands and looking for a school. They are frustrated every year. Then we say, there is a need. Let's establish our own schools, founded in conformity with black need. But also, the education system which we will teach our children will be that which will restore a black dignity for one generation and many generations to come.
Well, you raise the issue of education, and with it, currently, in many instances, you will write an exam and you'll get below 50%, for instance, and that is considered a pass. Is it something that you will address? Is it important to you? Will you seek to raise the standards of education?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Actually, my brother, Black Forum was founded around 92, 93, 94 by black professors at the University of South Africa. You are Professor Mantla Makanya, former Vice Chancellor of UNISA, Professor David Musoma, you are Professor Idumele Mosala, former Secretary of State Capture Commission. This college of professors, of scholars, had a vision. And when we are now going to launch a Black Forum school, we still have professors and scholars within the Black Forum are actually now assisting in developing our curricula, which will be impactful and which will restore the African values, the African respect, which we have lost over the period of time. So we are entrusting people who know how to develop a human being, human skills, because they have been trained up to the level of professorship. So we have the college of researchers and scholars who are assisting us in that regard.
So looking ahead, what would you say are your biggest priorities, and how do you intend to achieve these?
Our biggest priorities, one, is to see black professionals being well represented, being, united, having a voice, because it's the sector which does not have a voice. They're scared to speak, because if they speak against, the power, they might lose their BMWs, they might lose their houses, and so forth and so on. But the membership drive, we have launched 100,000 membership drive between now until March 2024.
What sort of numbers do you have at the moment?
At the moment, we have around 5,000 membership.
So you expect to build 95,000 in the next 12 months? In
the next 12 months. And we go sector by sector. We have been talking to black chartered accountants because they are being held at ransom by some white NGO called SAICA. There is no law which was promulgated to formulate SAICA to be a board which regulates the accountancy profession. It is just self-regulatory a body. If SAICA victimizes its members, if SAICA effects racism against its members, there is no way you can go and report SAICA because there is no law that regulates SAICA. Yet SAICA is given too much power to even accredit universities to offer BCom accounting and so forth and so on. It was in 2019 when SAICA accredited University of Venda to offer undergraduate BCom accounting. All along they were saying they don't meet our requirements. And all these predominantly black universities are struggling with SAICA because SAICA keeps on saying they don't meet their requirements. So then, what is the purpose of the Department of Higher Education and Training? We cannot have an NGO accrediting qualifications in public universities, and then we treat that as normal. So we are going to talk to the minister. We'll take it to Parliament that just like in the legal profession, we have LPC promulgated to regulate legal profession. You go to auditing, you have ERBA.
So what is your plan? Is your plan to have a body that operates parallel to SAICA? Is your objective to reduce the requirements that SAICA is imposing? How do you intend to deal with that issue?
No, it does not have to work parallel. We need the Parliament to promulgate a law which says we are establishing this professional body which is going to regulate the entire accountancy profession in the country. That the SAICA could remain as a training hub, but not the main institution which regulates the accountancy profession.
So you want this power that SAICA has established taken away from them?
Yes, because in 2002, the World Bank was invited here to conduct studies on the standardization and uniformity within accounting and auditing profession. And the regulations, the outcomes are clear, where the World Bank says, but how is SAICA given so much power to regulate the whole process? Who holds SAICA accountable? Because there is no law which does that. And then also at that point in time, auditing profession based on the outcomes of that World Bank investigation, they established ERBA through the rule or through the law as a professional board to regulate auditors. But SAICA, they chose not to implement the recommendations of the World Bank.
Advocate, I appreciate your time on the show this afternoon. We were speaking to Advocate Kgagudi Morota, CEO of Black Forum South Africa.